So my name's Keith Ridgway. I am the adjutant for the Great Britain Roberts team this year, 2017. So the Roberts match is held every 8 years, and it's interspersed with a Pershing match which is shot in America, and it's a friendly match between the American and Great Britain small bore rifle teams. The match started a long time ago in the 1930s as between the then head of the US kind of small bore shooting, which was General Pershing, and the head of the UK small bore shooting, which was Lord Roberts, and they decided that a match would foster better relationships between the two countries and help improve the quality of shooting in the military services, because the military take people from the civilians and civilian shooting was very poor. So if they could improve civilian shooting, they'd, as a corollary, improve the military shooting. Gun restrictions have changed a lot, certainly in the UK, and what firearms people are able to hold has caused problems, and the difficulty of holding firearms means that live fire shooting is reducing in the UK. On the opposite side, a lot of airgun shooting, which has less restrictions, is growing. So sadly, this is probably a dying sport in the UK. It's also being taken out of the Olympics, which means a lot of sport funding is being removed. So what will happen in the next 4 to 5 years is very difficult to predict, but it's going to be difficult to keep the sport going, I think. They're very important, yes. They're a way of showing solidarity, they're a way of showing the powers that be that there is still a ground roots interest in the sport, and that we are safe and sensible people. There's a general view, I think, in the population that gun shooters are all a bit mad, but we're not. Well, I like to think we're not. So the most tricky part for me is probably monitoring the scoring. So I have 2 jobs today. One is to look after the team as they're shooting, and if they have any problems, I'm there to help sort them out. And then when they finish shooting, I collect up the targets and take them in to be officially scored. And I have to monitor the scorers to make sure they don't make any mistakes, and we have to sort out any mistakes that they do make there and then, because there's no opportunity to correct the score later. Well, I hope it'll have a long and happy life. It really depends what happens with this meeting, in a way. The similar problems exist in the US, that the meeting is getting smaller, the number of shooters is reducing, but as long as there's a core of shooters who are prepared to do the travelling from one country to the other, the competition will continue. In 4 years to America to shoot the Pershing match, which is the flip side to this one, and hopefully I'll be involved in that, but we just have to wait and see. Well, they shoot on different targets, which is an interesting thing for us. Their targets have bigger bullseyes, so they're generally used to having much higher scores than they get when they're here. I think that can be a challenge for them. They're used to shooting and scoring 200s, but they come over here and a 200 is very rare on our targets because the bullseye is smaller. So that's more of a challenge for them. I think it makes the Great Britain shooters pull their game up a bit because they want to be in the Roberts team. We select our team from the shooters who are here, and so they have to try hard to get towards the top to get into the team. And it just puts another level of pressure and excitement into it, I think.